And welcome to Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Plenty to get to in this week's show. The Georgia Southern Eagles, starting the season 1-2, have a lot of people concerned. They lost last week to Arkansas, ranked number 20th in the nation. That wasn't as much of a concern as the fact that the offense and defense have not shown much progress since the season opener and then the subsequent loss on the road at Florida Atlantic, 38-6 to the Owls in Boca Raton. Last week on the road in Fayetteville, they lost 45-10 to Arkansas. The defense went from giving up 500 yards the past week against Florida Atlantic to over 600 total yards this past week against Arkansas. The offense has only scored 3 touchdowns in their last 10 quarters of play. We'll hear from head coach Chad Lunsford and some of the players as they get set to open up conference play against Louisiana. As for area high schools, the Statesboro Blue Devils got back on the win track this past week with a victory over Liberty. This week they'll have the week off. We also have the week off for Bulloch Academy and for Southeast Bulloch. The Yellow Jackets won on the road at Grovetown, won that game 24-14. They are now 4-0 on the season. The Bulloch Academy Gators lost at home to John Millage. They're 0-4 on the season, and the Portal Panthers lost as well. They're 0-4 on the season as well. They're the only team playing this week as they will be hitting the road for ECI. We'll have all that and some softball action as well coming up on Upon Further Review. And a reminder before we go to break, hopefully you'll never be in an accident, but if so, please give our friends at the Sullivan Law Firm a call, 912-489-8888, or online at thesullivanlawfirm.com.
You choose the combination, and they'll cook in their 500-degree brick oven in just a few minutes. Your own delicious pizza experience using only the freshest ingredients on hand-tossed dough and individually sized just for you. And that Eagle Nation is why they're called Your Pie, because it's all about you. The Your Pie in Statesboro and downtown Savannah is owned and operated by Joe Hunt, a Georgia Southern grad. So when you order your next pizza, be true blue and make it all about you. Go see Joe at Your Pie, and I guarantee it, you'll be glad you did.
Well, the Georgia Southern Eagles, as we mentioned at the top of the show, struggling right now, have lost their last 2 games. They're 1-2 on the season. They do start conference play this week, but there are a lot of concerns. We had a chance to talk with head coach Chad Lunsford about how he feels about the fact that Eagle Nation is concerned and voicing their displeasure with how things have gone in the past couple games.
I'm a man of faith. I feel that my steps are ordered. I feel that God has a plan for me. God has a plan for my family. So why worry about things that you don't control? I control how we practice. I control the different things we do at practice. We control the depth chart. We control who plays. I have to focus on the things that I do have control over. If the product on the field is not to the liking of our fan base, they have every right to get upset about it. We're a form of entertainment. We're a production. And that's my job. It's our job to go out there and perform for our fan base. And for them to get upset, thank you. Because if you're part of a group that doesn't care, that doesn't want you to be great, that doesn't want you to win championships, I don't want to be there. So the way I look at it is they got every right in the world to get upset. But I'm not going to let it bring me down. I'm going to do the best I can do. I'm going to believe in my guys. I'm going to believe in my coaches. And we're going to go to work, and we're going to go to work every day. And we're going to do the best we can do. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And that's how I look at it. I'm not defined by football. I love football. I love to win. I love to compete. I don't want to lose. I probably hate losing more than I love winning. But it's not going to define my life. So, and if people don't like that, it is what it is, man. I got one person to please, and that's God, my Savior. And that's what I'm going to do.
As for the game this week, the Eagles will be hosting Louisiana. Louisiana comes in 2-1 on the season. Their lone loss coming against Texas in their season opener. They've been pretty explosive offensively so far this year, with quarterback Levi Lewis doing a lot better job of throwing the ball. That's one of the areas the Eagles have struggled with, is defending the pass. Hopefully the Eagles get a couple of players back this week. J.D. King expected to play a little bit. Amari Jones, who was out from the early stages of the game last week at Arkansas, expected to possibly be able to play this week. We had a chance to talk with Coach and some of the players about the upcoming matchup.
I mean, I'd say there's a pretty general feeling of disgust, honestly. I mean, you take two 30-plus point losses back-to-back, you kind of got to reevaluate what you're doing. And, you got to look in the mirror every night and see if you're putting your best effort to get to the goal we want to accomplish, and that's win games. So, I mean, yesterday we kind of just had to reset and see we still had the goals we want to accomplish in front of us. And I think the good thing, we all know that what we've put on the field is not who we are. So that is encouraging to know we still have our best football ahead of us. So, I think this week you're going to see a much better performance from us. Defensively, we just haven't been in sync. Just haven't been playing as a unit, people doing their own thing, just a lot of MAs, just guys just really not playing in sync as a unit. You got people running different stuff. You can't be successful playing that way. So, we just got to communicate more, talk, and just play our brand of football. I think you'll see that this week against Louisiana.
Well, obviously it's not a good feeling. It's kind of dismal around a little bit, but we know it's all stuff that we can control. So that's the brighter side of things. So really the main thing is just focusing in on what we need to do so we can continue to get better and get past all of that stuff. As far as the offense, I just feel like we could definitely finish drives more. If you look back at the tapes, we've always drove the ball down the field fairly well in both the games. But as far as when we got down to the red zone, we weren't able to punch it in, or we need to end every drive in a score. So we haven't been doing that. So I definitely think doing that will help us put more points on the board and win games. We know they're a good team, a solid team. We expect their best, but that's fine because we're coming with our best too. So just playing our game would take care of the rest of that.
We are saying the same things each and every week when we bring up deep balls, we bring up not on the same page. And you got to look in the mirror as a coach, because ultimately if they're not on the same page, it's because we're not getting them on the same page. And that's where we've got to be better. I'm a positive guy, so, I want to, where I do see where we're growing. I think the loss of Todd Bradley and Marcus Watson-Trent was probably a bigger blow to our defense than we thought, just because of the knowledge and the experience of the defense. But I think we're very talented at the linebacker position, and I think they're growing. I think, we continue to work with them, get them better. I think, you'll see things kind of gel a little bit better on defense. Secondary-wise, we do have experience in the secondary. We're getting out of position. One play we'll use great technique, next play we won't. And that's what's disheartening, and that's where we got to be better as coaches. We got to make sure that the standard is the standard with the technique, and we got to make sure that we're playing with confidence and not playing to make a mistake. Again, I know it's a broken record, and, it's my job to go get that right. So going to work on that as we go. If I could put my finger on it, I would snap my fingers and fix it right now. I really would. We just got to get our confidence back. And we got to have confidence that we're going to come out of halftime and play the way we need to play. We're going to go out and attack. We're going to do our thing. We're going to play our brand of ball. And we haven't done it. And, again, those fingers get pointed at me, and we got to get that right. We got to execute at a higher level, and we got to be more disciplined at a higher level. The inconsistency's got to end. And then when we do all that, we got to beat a good team. So it's got to be about the whole mindset of every play, Go try to win your one-on-one battle all the way through the end of the fourth quarter. That's what it's going to take to beat Louisiana. Can't sugarcoat it. That's exactly what it's got to be. And I think our guys are up to it. I think they want it. I was kind of curious of how they were going to be yesterday when we got in the team meeting, but they're just hungry. They're eager. They want to do great. They want to perform for Eagle Nation. They want to do great for Georgia Southern and Georgia Southern University. So I don't expect anything but better practices this week to get us ready to play on Saturday.
That game getting underway at 6 o'clock at Paulson Stadium. Stay with us. High school coaches talking a little bit about where they are in the season coming up next. McCook's Pharmacy, located on Highway 80 East, is family owned and operated by Lynn and Janie McCook, as well as their son, Josh McCook. Serving the Bulloch County area since 2005, McCook's Pharmacy offers fast and friendly service where the customers come first. Vaccinations are available, including shingles, flu, pneumonia, and Tdap. Drive-through service is available with 2 drive-through windows for your convenience. McCook's Pharmacy offers free local deliveries, and new customers are always welcome. Continuing the tradition of our family caring for your family, McCook's Pharmacy, Highway 80 East. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment, and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy, in-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests and ultrasounds, and in-house labs. Featuring nurse practitioner Melissa Beasley, Family Internal Medicine of Statesboro can accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care.
At Badcock Home Furniture and More, we know what it means to find the perfect fit. The feeling of surprise. That just right moment of delight. It's what we see every time a family finds their priced right style and snuggle perfect comfort. Because for us, home isn't simply where you live, it's how you live. Badcock Home Furniture and More. Just right.
Well, the Statesboro Blue Devils got back in the winning track as they knocked off Liberty last Friday at Womack Field. We had a chance to talk with head coach Jeff Kaiser about how he feels the team has improved as they have a bye week this week.
You know, on the surface Friday after we watched it, after the game was over, we were expecting it to be a little more sloppy than it was. Kind of what we were afraid was going to happen with Liberty only playing one game and it being a long time before. They didn't do anything that we had on film, so what they did was unfamiliar to our guys. So it took us a little while to get going, and penalties were an issue for us, but all of it's stuff that can be cleaned up moving forward. All our kids are playing hard. All of them are playing hard. We had a bunch of missed tackles Friday night, but we had a bunch of kids around the football. So it was, kind of the next man up deal. One would miss him and the next one would clean him up. So it's good to see the guys defensively playing hard. Again, felt like we left 21 points on the board. Had 2 called back. Penalties and one time in the red zone where we didn't convert. But again, it was a little unorthodox what Liberty was doing defensively. They would line up and then on a snap jump around to different techniques, and sometimes they guessed right, which is why we had some hits for loss. But overall was very pleased with what our kids did. We got to have some other skilled guys offensively step up because the last 2 opponents have played to take away our quarterback threat, which is Cam running the ball. So it was good to see Jalen Michael and Jordan Lovett step up in the running game Friday. They did a good job. Everybody's contributing, so we're about where we thought we would be in the progress of a young quarterback, and just pleased with what he's done so far. It's a good time because we got some guys banged up. We were missing 5 or 6 guys Friday night that'll have an opportunity to get well and come back. So, we'll work on getting better at what we feel like are our weaknesses this week before we get going on Richmond Hill next Monday. We'll work a little bit on Richmond Hill, especially defensively, but otherwise it's cleaning up some places where we think we're weak, and letting the kids know that, hey, we'll get better at this aspect where we're not doing a great job. We'll work on that hard this week and get a little better, and that makes us that much better.
And the Blue Devils back in action next week as they'll be hosting Richmond Hill. Stay with us. We'll hear from Southeast Bulloch head coach Jared Zito and some of his players coming up next. The Southeast Bulloch Coaches Show segment is brought to you in part thanks to Southeast Tire and Service. Southeast Tire and Service has been in business for 13 years, offering extensive vehicle repair and service from bumper to bumper. Come have a cup of coffee with us and let us help you with your car needs. Located at 400 Parker Avenue in Brooklyn. With operations across North America and customers all around the globe, Interfor is one of the world's largest lumber providers. Interfor serves the needs of customers, strengthens local economies, and builds value for its employees and shareholders. Interfor is where excellence meets opportunity. In the past decade, Interfor has invested $1.3 billion into modern facilities and systems that employ the latest technologies. Interfor, excellence grows here. Well, the lone undefeated team on the season coming in Brooklyn is Southeast Bulloch, 4-0 on the season. They knocked off Grovetown last week on the road, the second of 4 straight games on the road. This Friday they are off. We had a chance to talk with Coach and some of the players about how they've been doing.
Well, always good to win. 1-0 for the week, 4-0 overall. I mean, that's the objective each week is to win. I was really proud of our guts, the way we displayed just who we are as a team, character-wise. Had a lot of adversity, traveled 2 hours, had a couple guys go down with some minor injuries, had some guys, going through some heat stuff. It was really humid. And offensively, we left some points on the board again, and so it put us in a position where that game got a lot closer than it probably should have been. And I challenged our guys at halftime. I challenged them to show me their guts, and they did that. We had a critical 4th and 1 stop late in the game, and then with about 8 minutes on the clock, we basically went into 4-minute offense, slowed it down, started chewing yards up in the ground game, put another score on the board, and then got the ball back one more time to just end the game. So I was really proud of how we finished it. Wasn't necessarily real proud of how we executed offensively in the first half. If there's one thing other than just the win that I felt really good about was, I challenged them, and I really, our kids are playing hard right now. Our effort scores are very high. Very hard to find guys loafing on the field, which is goal number one. I'm really proud of that. If we will learn how to execute offensively on a down-by-down basis, we could be in some blowout situations based on our personnel. And we're trying to show that to them in film study, that we're just a few plays away, and it's not the same guy. Offense takes all 11, and on defense, takes all 11. But if they don't run to your gap or they don't throw your side, the mistake isn't as glaring. On offense, one guy misses a block or something of that nature, a bad snap, the whole thing looks bad. So we got to clean that up. At some point, it's going to come back to bite us. Whether it's in 2 weeks region play. That's we'll see how that plays out. I just to challenge our guys to be better each week. I'm a skilled guy by nature, played quarterback and receiver. I coach quarterbacks, but I always say that I'm a little bit old school in the fact that I feel like you win first on defense, and then the second place you win is up front. Particularly, I'm an O-line guy. Without those unselfish guys up there, you can't win a lot of football games against really good people. Our O-line and our D-line have done a great job. Our defensive line sets the entire defense, takes care of those gaps inside for us. We try to force everything to the sideline. Our offensive line, I mean, we're we're a shotgun, no huddle team, with RPOs and all that stuff. And in reality, we really want to still run the football. And I was proud of the way our O-line played the last 8 minutes of the game. They kind of took over and said, all right, enough's enough. We got in one of our heavy packages and just said we're not going to give them the ball back. And so really proud of that. And like I said, our D-line, our whole defense has played great all year. But it starts with those defensive linemen getting in the right gaps and playing with low pads.
I mean, it's one of those things where, a new guy comes in, completely different from Coach Davis. We don't know what's going to happen, but he comes in here. He's very smart, very good coach, and I feel like everybody only took a couple weeks, and we were with it. We were ready. It's a play-by-play thing. I mean, we don't try to get full heads or anything like that. We just go out there, practice hard, play hard. Sometimes we mess up, but we try our hardest. There's some plays that are different, but most of the stuff it's the same, but it's just a different name. But everybody's just hustling. I mean, everybody's just giving their all.
In the beginning, I was very skeptical. I didn't play offense last year, so it's a whole new system for me, and I missed the first week of spring practice for baseball, and so it was just very new. But once you learn it, it becomes easy. It's just all about repetition. It took me maybe a day to learn it, but we add more stuff so we can get in different sets, run different plays, make it more hard for the defense to stop us. I think our team is very well conditioned. We have a lot of guys that go both ways, but everybody gives it their all no matter how tired they are.
And stay with us. Coming up next, we'll hear from head coach Steve Pennington about the Bulloch Academy Gators.
Ready for fall? Us too at RJ Pope. Get ready to cheer on your favorite team in a new performance polo from Peter Millar, Southern Tide and AFCO. Ladies, we have the best brands and trending fashions. Complete your look with one of our best-selling shoe brands, Soft, On Cloud, and Free People. Shop these brands and so much more at one of our 3 locations, RJ Pope Buckhead, Downtown, and Vidalia.
Well, the Bulloch Academy Gators 0-4 on the season. A tough pre-region schedule for the Gators has them in this situation, but we had a chance to talk with Coach Pennington, and he seems to feel like things are going just fine, doing well in the practice that they had earlier this week, and he feels confident that they'll be able to turn things around.
The reality is we are 0-4, and we can't change that. So there's a saying that, instead of looking back at the past, find power in the present, and that's where we are in the present. And while we are in an open week, a time in which we can utilize to look at personnel and especially look at some of our younger players, because we do still have some in the rehab process and trying to get well to get them back with us. And so this is an opportunity to look at ourselves, evaluate, become fundamentally sound, even better than what we have been, and work hard to get to the point to where now we've got a stretch run in which we still know that these 4 are behind us, and we've got so much in front of us that we can look forward to. We have a couple of non-region games that we look forward to, which will continue to help us prepare for our region. And then we had the region schedule, which when it all boils down to it, that's the key to what we have left to look forward to try to win a region championship, get some momentum, and go into the playoffs with great spirits, great confidence. So that's the game plan right now that we have. I will say that coming off a very tough loss last Friday against John Millage, Monday may have been the best practice we've had all year. It was just tremendously uplifting, and again, credit to our players. There is a quiet confidence. It's still in that locker room, and they have great vision. So it's a pleasure to be around. I don't regret it. Of course, the schedule was made out before I got here anyway, and so it is what it is. But I'll tell you, from experience, again, no one likes to lose on a Friday night, but you have to put things in perspective. all honesty, I thought we gave valiant effort every Friday night. So sometimes other teams might be a little bit better than you are, and that may be the case. So with that regard, Josh, I look at it from a standpoint, you're always trying to find something that's positive and where you can build on. And I say this all candidly, not trying to be cliche-ish, is that these 4 games, I believe in the bottom of my heart, these 4 games will serve us well as we move forward. Not in the case and from the standpoint that we are special or we're better than anybody else that's on our schedule, but in a sense to where we know we have played the best of the best, especially at our level, and in doing so, we competed with them. We take that mindset to whoever we play once a week on Friday nights and use that for a confidence builder and go into the games with a sense that we can compete. And if we do our best, we have excellent chances to win each ball game we play.
Next up for the Gators, they'll be back in action at home next Friday as they host Memorial. As for the Bulloch Academy softball team, they were in action this week taking on their rivals from Belleville and Pinewood. Let's send you out for some highlights. Bulloch Academy hosting Pinewood Tuesday afternoon. On the mound, junior Sydney Priest, and she had it going on here with the strikeout. She'd get some offensive help in the second inning as Allie Beth Presley leads off with a single to right. She'd move over to third and then come in to score as the ground ball by Addie Becker to short will be thrown away. Presley comes in and the Gators take a 1-0 lead. That lead not lasting long as Pinewood able to tie things up. As the Gators having trouble themselves with the bunt, the throw sails high, allowing the runner to score from second. We're tied at 1-1. Priest able to get out of any further damage with the inning-ending strikeout. To the 5th we go, and it's Presley once again starting the rally. The single gets down. A nice grab keeps her at first, but she'd move to third, and then Becker does her job again. The ground ball, Presley scores, and it's 2-1. In the 6th, Caroline Baird gets a hold of this one, up, and this one just does get over. Her first ever career home run gives the Gators a 3-1 lead, and they'd need that insurance run as the Patriots get a run back in the top of the 7th with the deep sac fly to right center. Presley comes up firing, nearly gets the runner at home, but it's 3-2 with the tying run at third. She's stranded there as Priest finishes things off, and the Gators hold on to win 3-2. And that'll wrap things up for this week's show. We thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next week.